Hello. We are going to work exercise 8-20. It's just doing some journal entries for a note receivable. And of course, for these notes receivable, we have to do a few calculations. One is how many days we're going to have this outstanding for. In this case, it tells us 120 days. So we know we'll need that for our interest, 120 days. The interest rate, 7%, 150,000 is the face amount of the note. So we have the information we need to do our journal entries. Doe Creek issued a note to LaFleur. So we're keeping track of this note receivable on the books. So we have to determine the due date of the note. Well, I'm not going to make you do that, but 120 days from February 18 is June 18. So on June 18, the note will mature and come due, and Doe Creek will have to pay LaFleur some amount, 150 plus interest. So let's determine that maturity value of the note, right? So the maturity value of the note is always going to be principal plus interest. Interest is always, right? Interest equals principal times the rate times the time. All right? So the interest is going to be 150 times 7%, which I write as 0.07, times the time, which is 120 days. But because this is an annual rate, we need to express this as an annual part of a year. All right, so that's 120 divided by 360. All right, so that ends up being 3,500. All right, so that's the interest. All right, principal times the rate times the time equals 3,500. So now we have what we need to record this. Journalize the entries to record the receipt of the note and receipt of the payment at maturity. All right, so on February 18, we got a note that paid on their account. So Doe Creek had an account receivable, they couldn't pay it, so they gave us a note. All right, so on 2/18, right, we increase the asset notes receivable. We'll call it Doe. And the account receivable, Doe, decreases, right? So that is 150. All right. Then the next thing that happens is they receive payment. So Doe pays LaFleur the maturity value, which is the 150 plus the 3,500. So that's 153.5, right? So 153.5 cash comes in, right? 150 plus 3,500 on 6/18, right? Cash 153.5, right? And that's divided between the asset note receivable and the revenue, interest revenue, right? So 150 and 3,500. All right, and we're done. We put the note on the books. We took the receivable off. Then we got the cash, which is split between the note receivable and the interest revenue. And that really is about it. I do expect you to know how to calculate interest. Alrighty, good luck.